Can you hear me? Are you good?
Yeah.
All right, you already started recording.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm going to start off by sharing my screen. Share, here we go. All right, hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Jose Miramontes, and with me is
Paola Herrera.
this is our Ed 491 lesson plan. The my focus is high school. Paula's focus is second grade. She's the one that actually spearheaded this lesson plan. Most credit goes to her.
Mhm.
We focused on second grade, and it's going to be an English class. The two main focus or central focus points, or you could say learning targets, are writing and then presentation. The lesson title or description is Scavenger Hunt and Opinion Writing. It's an online lesson. We will be using Zoom. This is lesson number 2 out of 7, and the allotted time for the lesson is half an hour to about 35 minutes. The content standards chosen from ODE were 2W1, and it's to write opinion pieces. And then the ELP standard is 2-3.4, and that just means that the EB or ELL student can construct grade appropriate oral and written claims to support them with reasoning and evidence. The language functions are expressing and supporting opinions. The students will learn and develop opinion writing and language skills by using personal inventory as a motivator. So by personal inventory, we actually decided that students would find 3 items in their household and something that is meaningful to them, something like their favorite food or snack, a hobby, a movie. It could be something cultural. And if students don't have items, they can just use Google to find an image. Now, by the end of this, students should be able to write a detailed statement or paragraph about an opinion. Sentence structures will be used and available. And some of the modals that will be used are will, can, could, and should. Right,
Mhm.
Paola, go ahead.
Yeah. Since this would be a second lesson out of 7 total, students should already know the definition of an opinion and what components make an opinion an actual opinion. In the first lesson, the teacher modeled how to write an opinion, and the teacher and the students also used the Venn diagram to compare and contrast opinions and facts. To ensure students have this knowledge, in the first lesson, the teacher assessed and gave students the ability to practice the skill by giving them an opinion-related prompt to answer.
All right, scrolling down to the ESOL objective, Paola.
For our ESOL objective, we chose students will be able to express and support opinions about meaningful items by using a specific sentence structure, such as first stating your opinion, then giving some reasons, and then concluding that opinion, and the modals such as will, can, could, and should. The language function is expressing and supporting opinions, and the language form is using a specific sentence structure by using modal words.
Thank you. Right, we are going to continue to scroll down. As you can see, here are the sentence structures. Here are targeted learning modalities, which actually goes into more detail regarding the reading, writing, listening, and speaking, which you can look at during your own time. All right, let's talk about connection to students' funds of knowledge, assets, prior knowledge, or interdisciplinary connections. So in the prior lessons, students differentiated facts and opinions, and the teacher modeled how to write an opinion. For this, we use the burger method, and students were able to practice writing their own opinion. And how the lesson connects to the funds is this opinion piece is motivated by uh, an object or item of their choice. So it has meaning to them and they should be excited to talk about it. And again, it could be anything. So if they, if it's someone and they decided to choose the flag of their country of origin, that is something that could be chosen. Maybe it's an item that was handed down to them by a grandparent. Maybe it's a culinary dish that is traditional and has been passed down through generations.
Mhm. Okay. To address diverse learners, we have implemented the use of graphic organizers to help students to generate more ideas for their opinion writing. We have technology to allow students to collaborate in an easier way. A four corners inspired strategy in which the groups have been created before class to create more of a mixed group with different skills and levels, so students can help one each other. We have sentence rooms and a word wall to support and expand the academic language of students, and student to teacher and student to student interaction time. And then moving on to motivation and the hook. To engage students, the teacher will begin the activity by showing them the items she collected for their scavenger hunt. Uh, and she will refer back to yesterday's lesson where the students learn about opinions and facts. She will then explain that today they will continue to practice writing opinions with the items they collected from the scavenger hunt. During this time, the students should be excited and motivated to participate in this activity because they will be talking about some of their favorite things. They should also be activating their prior knowledge from yesterday's lessons about opinions and facts.
Thank you. All right, now moving on to the next portion of this lesson, which is the, independent application. A Jamboard was actually built, and I am actually going to move over to the Jamboard. So let's go to the Jamboard. Here, let me see if that does it. There we go. Okay. Okay.
So
Yes.
for this slide, this is where the teacher would first model how to use the chart. And then the next slide. This is the word wall for students. So instead of like the teacher making the word wall and providing different words, the students will be able to add in whichever words they need help with, like pronouncing, spelling, and understanding the overall definition. And then this slide has the sentence frames and starters that students can use when they're making their opinion statements. And then the rest of them are just individual slides for each different group where they can work together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so as you can see, this one is the characterization chart. So in the left corner, you have your image of or name of item. They can be drawn, they can just be copied and pasted. And then the next portion is describe the item. So, you can use single words to describe it. You can use sentences. That is the choice of the students. And then in the last portion, they're going to use the item in a sentence. So let me switch back. All right. And so Jamboard is a great online tool that allows students to collaborate with each other. And so during this part, we're actually using the characterization chart as one of the sheltered instructor strategies that allow students to build on their objects or items. And as Paula mentioned, we used a a modified 4 group strategy. So instead of having students stand in like 4 different corners of the room, we separated everyone into small groups. And this allows the students to work and address any sort of concerns, talk to each other, share what it is that they brought, but also if they are struggling, their partners can help them expand their word choice. And during this time, we do have specific levels together. That way, it's we're using Krashen's like I+1 theory that, you will have someone that is at a higher level, and that should help expand the other person's vocabulary in their secondary language. Let's see. And while they are in using the Jamboard, the teacher will jump in from group to group and make sure that any questions are being addressed. And everyone here has their own characterization chart. And the word wall, here's a sentence frames, as Paula mentioned, that they will use to create their opinion piece. And the word wall, the teacher will jump in, and if there's a word that they have no idea, they can either talk to that group or they can just message the student directly.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on to the next portion.
So under that group portion right there, as Josem mentioned, during this time, the teacher will jump from each group just to make sure students are working together. And then as the teacher jumps to each group, she should also be asking questions to elicit critical thinking and help them complete that chart. The teacher will also go through each slide on Jamboard to ensure students are completing their work and to check if students have added any words on the word wall. And during this time, students should be working towards completing at least one row on the chart. They should also be helping one another and exchanging ideas, and they should also be adding words on the word wall.
Okay, heading down to the closure. Here we go. Okay, so during the closure, this is, after students have been brought back from their groups, and this is after we've kind of addressed, this is where small groups will share and talk about the chart. And then students pay attention to the teacher instructions, which Bella mentioned. And then for the closure, the students are going to share an opinion statement paragraph they created. So for this one, it's actually only going to be 2 students. So, the first 2 that decide to share, they're going to share what they came up with. This can be a template used for everyone else, and hopefully it allows the other students that aren't so comfortable speaking, or they're unsure if they did a good job. Again, it can be used as a template.
Mhm.
And after that, we will go over the rest of the assignment, which is to students need to turn in their Google document on Google Classroom. And then those that didn't share, they're actually going to submit a recorded video to give the teacher the ability to assess each student. And then, the theoretical, pedagogical, and lines of research. This is the reason why we chose the structure that we used, and the strategies. They're actually from PSYOP and GLAD models of sheltered and structure. And we also, used ODEs, ELA, and ELD standards.
For our assessment, to assess whether or not students were able to write one detailed statement / paragraph, about an opinion, the teacher will assess the work students did on the Jamboard with the chart. The teacher will also be able to look over the Google documents students turn in that have their opinion statements. And then next, to assess whether or not students were able to express and support opinions about topics by using a specific sentence structure and modals, the teacher will assess the Google documents and the submitted video or audio recording to analyze their speaking and writing skills, motivation, and body language. And for our summative assessment, after like 10 days, there will be a writing and vocal exam where students will be given a question/prompt related to opinions.
All right. Yeah, so this is a good way to synthesize that paragraph. It gets them prepped for the next portion, and it should help them feel more comfortable when they actually have to present in front of the class, and now they have something to connect to.
Mhm.
Okay, I believe that is everything. We could just kind of go over some sources. So here, we used different articles. We also used governmental websites, such as the Council for Chief State School Officers. We also used the Iris Center, ODE, and then just accommodations for 504 IEPs, TESOL trainers, and all of them are really good resources. I am a fan of, the IEP and 504 accommodations, and one of the great things about ELD or ESOL classes is they actually provide universal modes of accommodations for everyone, such as like the text to speech to text. Like, yes, those are 504 and IEPs, but students can also use that. If they're ELD students. Not just that, extra time is important for everyone. And if you're an ELD student, you always want that extra time. Not just that, the use of technology has made it a lot easier to implement universal design. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Paula?
No, I think that's all for me.
Okay, well, this concludes our lesson. And I do want to state that all students are at least a level 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're an ELD level 2 at minimum. Okay, well, that concludes our lesson. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
stop sharing and I'm gonna stop recording. Okay.